Alternate day fasting is a fasting method wherein you fast every other day. On fasting days, you consume no calories, and on feeding days, you consume foods and beverages at normal levels, as much as you want. Basically, you eat whatever you wish, and sometimes more food than normal, one day, and then nothing but water the next day, alternating each day for a period of time. I'm going to call this strategy classical alternate day fasting. The first question you might ask about this strategy is, does it work? And the answer is yes. When studies have been done on alternate day fasting, they show that people do lose weight. One study found that people lost on average 2.5% of their body weight in 3 weeks. To put that number into perspective, that would be equivalent to a person who is 150 pounds losing 3.7 pounds in 3 weeks, or a little over a pound a week. So it seems that depending on your starting weight, you could expect to lose 1 to 2 pounds per week. The next question you might be asking yourself is, what are the pros and cons of trying this type of fasting? Well, some of the pros are that if you are pre-diabetic or insulin resistant, this strategy has been shown in studies to improve insulin sensitivity. And it's simple and economical. There's no measuring foods, no counting calories or buying special foods. In fact, you are likely to reduce the amount you spend on food because on your fasting days, you're not eating any. Finally, and importantly, you don't have to give up the food you like on your feeding days. You can eat whatever you want on non-fasting days. But there are some cons. Although we've seen weight loss in the short term, we don't know a lot about how well this strategy works as a long-term strategy. There have only been a few trials of this, and the number of subjects have been relatively small. The trials have also been very short, spanning in length from about 1 day to about 22 days at the longest. So we don't know what the long-term effect or impact on your metabolism of this fasting strategy would be. Finally, people seem to be a bit hungrier on fasting days based on these short-term studies. So even though this type of fasting works for moderate weight loss, completely fasting every other day is difficult to fit into most people's lifestyles. And it's hard to do long-term if you are hungry on fasting days. So this may not be sustainable for long-term weight loss. If you only have a few pounds to lose, this may be an option. But otherwise, it doesn't seem doable for most people. And that may likely be why we really do not see much implementation of this strategy in real life or even in studies.